my name's Louie. I've been coming to cons for about a decade and a half now. I diagnosed with ADHD combined. That just means I get really hyper-focused on things, which means places like cons are like perfect for me. I've had an access card for about 3 years now, and I've used it for various bits and bobs. The cons are a safe space, and I think that's one of the really beautiful things about cons. There's something for most people here. Like if you're interested in comics, you're interested in games, you're interested in just some of the really lovely art they have here. It's a great place for self-expression. You're not going to feel judged here because everyone's kind of putting themselves out there. Now, even it being even more accessible through various different routes has meant that it's a lovely safe space for a lot of people. And they can engage in those things they really care about with people who also really care about it as well. I think it's been a bit of a journey with MCM and ReedPop. They took over from a previous company, and it was very much going into we want to be able to provide a lovely experience, but there are so many limitations and things that they've got to find in their place. I think it's great that they're working with people like Nimbus as a way to make sure the accessibility is there. I think the +1 system on the access card is really important. The way that's becoming more and more manageable to do that online is even better. A thing me and my wife love doing, my wife has a wheelchair user and has a +1 on hers, is often accessing theatre tickets and stuff like that. So being able to access it through the website, there are some theatres in London that just have it already built in, and that makes us so much more inclined to go there. And I think having it for ticketing systems for things like conventions and other events would be a really accessible forwarding route to make it so much easier than the mental load of having to call or email someone. For disabled people, I think con is all about that expression and that community. One of the things I love about being here is if you're interested in the nichest of things, there will be someone else here, and you can share those interests with people who are like you, and you can come, you can collaborate, you can cosplay, you can express yourself however you want. That's just because there are people here that have all those shared interests. And I think con is about making that community in that safe space. So the fact that we've been having those neurodiverse spaces and been able to make sure it's actually accessible for people to be able to access the site has been amazing.